So the one thing I'll say about this shoe, and is the complete deal breaker for me on this shoe, is what is going on, guys? Hess here, collectivekicks.com, and if you guys want to shop this week's top sneaker deals as well as the Solar Boost itself, check the link in the description. This video, I wanted to really just give you guys an overview of the Solar Boost and compare it to some of the competition on the market, most notably the Adidas Ultra Boost, but also because of the price point of $160 versus the $150 Epic React, and then also the Adidas AM4. Now, when I first saw images of the Solar Boost, I was actually really excited. I thought it looked like a really slick looking model, but until you get them in hand, you don't really get an understanding of how the shoe really feels. And right off the bat, there's a couple things that I really like, and there's definitely some things that I dislike. One of the first things that rubs me the wrong way is just the overall description of the shoe on Adidas website, because this says that this shoe is the go-to shoe designed for long distances. And if this upper is so thick, then obviously for long distances, your foot is going to be ridiculously warm. And that's definitely the first thing I found after wearing these for a day or two, is your feet definitely don't have a lot of breathing room. And then you move your way to the cage section of the upper, and this is in a really interesting material. It reminds me of the Kobe basketball Flyknit shoes from back in the day. It's really, really tough knit material. I don't know necessarily what this is made out of. It doesn't really say on the website, but this is definitely like rough. So you have this really, really thick material, this really, really rough, non-breathable material, matched with a sort of neoprene type tongue. It's not the most breathable shoe right off the bat. So aesthetically, I like the look of the shoe. I think it looks like a stylish, cool shoe. I just don't understand how, as a runner, you would want to choose this shoe over all of the other options out there for long distance. As you transition down into the midsole of the shoe, though, then I get more of the feeling of why this would be considered a long distance shoe, because they have added reinforcement along the sides of the shoe that have a little bit of foam cushioning, and it feels like this definitely adds a stability to the shoe. And then you have the boost in the midsole, which is a glorious amount of boost. You also have an extra little torsion plate on the bottom. So if you compare it to the Ultra Boost, you see you have the orange on both sides and then the back here for the stability of the torsion. Versus the Ultra Boost, you can't really see it, but there's a little bit of gray of the torsion here and here. So there's definitely more stability there, and it provides the ability, obviously you can see it's a little bit tougher to twist, versus the Ultra Boost, it's a little bit more flexible. That being said, the traction pattern is awesome. It's kind of like an improved version almost of the Ultra Boost pattern. It definitely has a lot of crazy traction nibs on the Continental rubber soles, and I like the soles. I think that these soles are really, really good. Also, you can see from the back that it has a ton of boost. It's a very significant amount of boost on the shoe, and because of that, it definitely feels really, really good on feet. So a lot of people want to know, comparison to the Ultra Boost, how is the comfort of the cushioning? And for me, actually, I was actually really surprised. I really loved the cushioning on this new model. One of the things you'll notice is that the track pattern is actually quite a bit wider than on the Ultra Boost. And I think it's because of right here, you could see how it sticks out along this section right here. It just points straight outward. It definitely feels significant when you're walking in these because it is so wide in the front and also in the back section, with the crazy amount of boost in the heel and then the wide track pattern of the forefoot of the shoe. I really like that, and I think that that is one of the things that I dig the most. It reminds me of the Pure Boost in a sense, the way that the newer Pure Boost, not the DPR, whichever one fits, but the regular Pure Boost, how it has a wider kind of forefoot section. But I will say that you feel the boost more on this one than you did on the Pure Boost model. So for me personally, I do like that aspect of the shoe. I like that there's some stability with the heel cup. It's kind of a cheaper type material, at least it feels cheaper in hand than the Ultra Boost heel cup, but it's definitely like something here for stability. And then the material on the heel tab, honestly, it just looks half-baked. You can see the Frankenstein stitch right here across the back. It just doesn't look that good, but I do like that the pull tab is here, and it's a nice beefy pull tab, which is easy to get on. I also do like the fact that the tongue is attached, detached, which I love, because you could see it is attached in the inside of the shoe right here, but I like that there's an actual physical tongue. Some people might not like that. Some people definitely liked the approach where everything is just in one piece, like the Epic Reacts, but I personally don't like that. Style points for me goes to this because I like that it looks like an actual sneaker and you can put it on your feet, and it looks cool casually, I think. So I like the fact that they did that. Lacing system, as you can see, there's nothing fancy. It's just a cage. It's a little bit of fused material right here. It's definitely a little bit rigid. And as for the branding, you get the 3 stripes on the outside of the shoe, the Adidas logo on the tongue, the Adidas logo on the point of the shoe, and Boost on the insole. As for fit, I actually think that these fit a little bit snug. I actually got a size 10 only because 10 was the only thing that was available, but 9.5 is typically what I wear, but this one actually fits me pretty perfect. So the one thing I'll say about this shoe, and is the complete deal breaker for me on this shoe, is the fusion between the tongue and the forefoot of the shoes. You can see there's a little bit of a ripple right here. This is the most uncomfortable section for me ever because the tongue's not stretchable, the material's not very stretchy at all, and this right here is so snug on my foot and it doesn't flex up. And maybe it's just a structure of my foot, but this really bothered me right here. It doesn't matter if I wear these with socks or without, this section right here just presses down on the top of my foot, and it really is the one thing that is like the most annoying about the shoe, where I just can't even wear the shoes a full day without feeling irritated right here. And maybe that's because I was blessed with wider feet, but let me tell you, it's not a good feeling. So all in all, I say this is a pretty good shoe, but it's really hard to determine what the purpose of the shoe is. If it's a running shoe, it's like they made the bottom of the shoe perfect for runners with added stability and perfect cushioning from Boost. The upper is like super weird. I just don't understand. It looks cool, but the upper composition is just really, really bizarre. But if you like a snugger fit and you like a more contained feel versus like the Ultra Boost, where obviously you can wiggle your toes in the inside of the shoe because it's such a soft material. If you don't like to be able to do that, then this might be a better option for you. However, you lose out on the breathability. The other option, if you want to go the more expensive route, is the AM4. This can be a running shoe as well, although I'd say that this one is really snug also, and there's no flex in the upper, but this one is a little bit more breathable and does have more structure in the upper, and you do have a really comfortable midsole. So this could be another option. The downside is that this is $200 instead of $160. And while you're on that $200 price point, the Ultra Boost ST, I will be doing a review of these. This is just one of my favorites that Adidas actually makes because the Boost is unbelievable. It does have a detached tongue, and these things are pretty stable as well because that's what the ST stands for, energized stability. So this one is a great option if you want more stability in an actual running shoe also. Overall, between these two shoes, which one would I have, the Epic React or the new Solar Boost? This is kind of a tougher call because I don't absolutely love the upper on the Epic React. But when I put this shoe on versus this one fits all the right ways. It's snug in all the right ways. It's breathable. This is not snug. It's like somebody's giving you a really awkward hug right here, unfortunately, which is not fun. And then the shoe is completely not breathable. So because of that, the uppers alone are the deciding factor that I would choose the Epic React at $150 versus this shoe at $160. The midsole technology, though, on this is solid. The other thing is this pair weighs 10.9 ounces, which is actually pretty decent, but the Epic React actually weighs like 8 ounces. So as for weight, this is lighter, more breathable, has more structure on the upper. All in all, like this is probably a better shoe than this one in my opinion. If I had to choose between the Ultra Boost and the Solar React, I would choose the Ultra Boost as well, just because of the upper. I personally like the more breathable upper and also the freeform nature of the Ultra Boost and the Prime Knit upper versus this really restrictive neoprene upper that they have on the Solar Boost. So now we've given you some of the details about the Solar Boost. Let's go ahead and get into some of my metrics. So starting off with cushioning, I would give these a 4 out of 5. I think that the cushioning is really excellent on this shoe. I also think that the responsiveness is excellent. Of course, it is Boost and it is felt in this shoe, and I would give this a 4 out of 5 as well. As for upper materials, I would give this a 2 out of 5. It's just not a very good combination of upper materials in my opinion. If they changed this upper and just did a Prime Knit version of this, I would be all over that. Weight of the shoe is 10.9 ounces, as I mentioned. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's not the lightest shoe on the market, but it's definitely not the heaviest. The Ultra Boost is over 12 ounces, so this is actually lighter than the Ultra Boost. Breathability, as I mentioned, is terrible. I give it a 2 out of 5. I would say the durability of the shoe would be a 4 out of 5. It seems like a very durable type of shoe, and because of the extra overlays here, it definitely is a little bit more durable than like a Prime Knit, but you suffer in other areas because of that durability. Stability, I would give a 4 out of 5. It actually feels pretty stable on feet, and I think that is due to the extra little reinforcements that they have on the sides. And the traction of the shoe, I would give a 4 out of 5. I love this sole. I think that they did a great job with the Continental rubber, and it feels great. So as for the style, I would give this a 4 out of 5 from the pictures, but in hand, I would give this a 3 out of 5. They just look a little bit funky. It's kind of just like a clash of two different worlds here. And overall value at $160, I would give it a 3 out of 5. There's a lot of value in the shoe. There's a lot of real positives, but because of the negatives, it just balances everything. So because of that, I give it a solid 3 out of 5. I think that you have to have a really specific foot to find the full enjoyment of this shoe. I love the sole, the midsole, and the wide foot look of the shoe. I love the color blocking of the shoe. I think it looks like a cool shoe. I don't like the breathability issues. I don't like the crazy snug fit right here across the shoe, and I just really don't like the upper. And also, considering this is supposed to be a performance shoe, I don't think that people are going to be choosing this as their go-to for performance. I think for that $160 price point, there's way too many good options for runners. And even for a $100 price point, there's better options than this. Like the Pegasus 35 that I just reviewed is $120, and it's hands down a better running shoe than this would be for the average runner. So I think that Adidas kind of missed the mark for their target demographic for this shoe. I know I'm not it, but I'm speaking for you guys out there that maybe are the target demographic, and you guys can actually help me out and leave a comment in the comment section and let me know your guys' thoughts on the shoe, and if you've tried them, and if I'm wrong, and if I'm completely off base, leave some comments and let me know. But all in all, I think it was a great experience to try the shoe out, and there were some aspects of the shoe that I absolutely loved, but because of some of the negatives, it's just not a shoe that I can see myself wearing very often, because especially of the snugness of the bottom of the shoe. Anyway, that is my thoughts on the Solar Boost. Leave some comments, let me know how off or on am I about this shoe. Appreciate your guys' feedback in the comment section. Thumbs up if you guys found the video informative. And if you guys actually do want to purchase a pair of these, check the link in the description and you can go to Adidas website and buy a pair of the Solar Boost. But that is the review. Thanks again for stopping by and watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, notification bell if you want to be notified, and click the screen at this time if you guys want to see some of the other videos on my channel. Have a good rest of the day, guys. Peace.